patient population. Most communities, most hospitals are closing behavioral health services, and so we have really leaned into the decision to expand our behavioral health capabilities here, and so that's what we're doing. We have a huge need for specialty services in Danville, so we'll, over the next 3 to 6 months, we'll have some specialist surgeons, cardiology, pulmonology that shift to that Sacred Heart campus in Danville, and then working through a huge expansion of behavioral health services here in Urbana. It's about a $13 million project to add 2 more floors. Ultimately, we'll have 40 inpatient beds for behavioral health.
J.T. Barnhart, President and CEO of OSF Healthcare. Diane, what's that website?
OSFhealthcare.org.
Or meetings or documents or even testimony that suggests it goes up the ladder.
Dan Wetzel on Joe and Q. MLB leading Brewers seek a 13th straight win tonight when they take on the Reds. NFL Jaguars receiver cornerback Travis Hunter, the number 2 overall pick, uncertain for Sunday's preseason game because of an upper body injury.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming on Monday, Bo Nix led the Broncos to the playoffs in year 1, but what should we expect in year 2 from him? It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
From Studio 2 at the worldwide headquarters of ESPN.
Sure, she'll
and
love.
the HD studio in Atlanta, Georgia.
We'll show you
This
ours.
is Freddie and Harry.
And I don't know, thinking about it, but what's in the milk up there at Penn State?
Yeah, because they get some dudes, don't they? Mm-hmm.
Like, Chop Robinson, Michael Parsons. Man, I know what kind of milk. You know what? We're going to move on.
Yeah, that Happy Valley milk is different.
Milk was a bad choice.
You're right. I know exactly what kind of milk they got.
The Happy Valley Lactaid is much better.
I know exactly what kind of milk they have up there.
There's nobody lactose intolerant when it comes to Penn State defensive ends, what they're having up there.
Got to burp them babies.
No, they burp you.
Drinking that strong milk.
No, they burp you. They don't get burped. They are the burpers, not the burpees. That's not how that goes.
He needs some milk.
This is Freddie and Harry.
And welcome to the best show on your radio. It is the Love Friday edition of Freddie and Harry. He is Harry Douglas. I'm Freddie Coleman, and we are here on the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 80. Don't forget about us on TuneIn and tell that smart speaker of yours to play ESPN Radio. So only the few and the proud can be a part of our room of trust in the NFL.
Did I not clearly explain the circle of trust to you?
But we're not going to put the Chiefs and the Eagles in that. In 10 minutes, who are those teams going into the 2025 NFL season, with the NFL season 20 days away, that are part of that room, that circle?
Did I not clearly explain the circle of trust to you?
When it comes to that, coming your way in about 10 minutes. But many people look at the trustworthy Kansas City Chiefs that are still that team to beat in the National Football League. Harry, I've been on record saying I'm not going to back away from it. I think it's a case of it's the Eagles and the Chiefs and everybody else, especially when those two teams do not beat themselves. You have to beat them. They don't give games away, and especially when the Eagles are chasing history, trying to do back-to-back. That's very rarely done in the National Football League. And the Chiefs, after going for a three-peat, that motivation is there to get back to that game where we could have a trilogy involving both of those two teams. So people are trying to maybe throw a little bit of dirt on the Kansas City Chiefs that this could be the last time they be that kind of championship team. Is one of those people, Damian Woody, ESPN NFL analyst, who said something like that this morning with Evan Cohen and Chris Canty on Unsportsmanlike?
I'm going to say last dance. I think here's the central question I have. How much longer does Andy Reid want to do this? Because as great as Patrick Mahomes is, we know coaching matters in this league. Mm-hmm. Andy Reid is, when I think of Andy Reid is among the, I put him up there with Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
That's where, how high I revere Andy Reid. So I think the question is, how long am I getting Andy Reid for? If I'm getting him for a long time, then maybe my answer changes. But Andy Reid has been doing this for a long time. So I'm leaning more towards last dance, simply because I don't know how much longer the coach wants to do it.
Wow. Last dance? No, Mr. Woody. I can't say that. Because we also have to realize a part of that last dance was the simple fact that Jerry Krause wanted to dismantle that basketball team.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure Brett Veach, as the general manager, is not trying to dismantle the football team of the Kansas City Chiefs. Nor is Mr. Hunt, as the owner, trying to do that. Not when you've been to 5 of the last 6 Super Bowls. Not when, since Patrick Mahomes became a starting quarterback, starting with 2018, you went 12-4, 12-4, 14-2, 12-5, 14-3, 11-6, and then 15-2 last season.
Wow.
They've only had one season in the last 7, Freddie Coleman, where they didn't have 12 wins. In that season, they had 11. Oh, by the way, in 2023, they won the Super Bowl, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And by the way, they've never not played an AFC championship game since Patrick Mahomes
7
became a
straight
starting
years.
quarterback. Yeah, that whole and you said it, and even Nick Carter, one of the guys behind the scenes, said it. He said, we're not talking about Kansas City having the last dance and guys are retiring, or like you said, trying to break up a team. Guys at the end of it. The only guy that's really at the end of it is Travis Kelce. Yeah, that's the only one. Everybody else, they still got a lot of miles left on those tires before you got to take them into the shop and you have to change those radials involving Kansas City, whether it's quarterback, wide receiver, offensive line, defensive line, linebacker, secondary, kicker, etc. They got guys, a lot of those guys entering into the prime of their careers or not past the prime of their careers. And believe me, Chris Canty, who normally does not agree with anything that we say on this show, firmly agrees with Freddie Coleman and Harry Doles about last dance for the Chiefs. Come on.
When did the first one end? Why would it be the last dance? Are we predicting that the Kansas City Chiefs are not going to make the playoffs moving forward after this year? Are we saying that they're done getting to the Super Bowl? That's the part that I don't understand. Like when we had the last dance conversation around the Chicago Bulls, there was literally nothing after that 98 season. It was over with. I don't understand why this would be considered the last dance if Patrick Mahomes is only 29 years old. He's still got at least a decade of runway before he's going to hang it up.
Now, Harry Does believes it's a last dance with Kansas City when it comes to AFC West. Foolish young man. That is Harry Douglas.
Yeah, as bad as you're trying to make it sound, Freddie Coleman, I did not say that the Kansas City Chiefs would not contend for a Super Bowl again.
You can try to spin that any way you want.
They will not win the AFC West, but they still will make the playoffs, and they can go on a run and go win another Super Bowl.
I heard everything that you said. I was like, until I have to be convinced. And that's not to say the Denver Broncos will not be good, because you have all the makings of a team that if anybody could take down Kansas City in that division, they have all the check marks that you want. They have a quarterback that's ascending when it comes to Bo Nix. They have an underrated running game. They got receivers on the outside led by Cortland Sutton. That offensive line, a young offensive line with a little veteran experience. Their defense has all the potential being a top 5, top 3 defense. Mm-hmm. And they have one of the great coaches in the last 25 years in Sean Payton, who knows how to coach both sides of the football and find coach that can do that. Everything is ripe for the Denver Broncos to make you look like a prophet winning the AFC West. I don't think they're going to do it. Because,
come on, Broncos. Come through for your boy.
You can try to come through for Harry Does all you want, but that dude wearing number 15 in red and white, Stringer Bell is no one to play with. You come for the king, Denver, or the Chargers, or the Raiders, you best not miss, because when you do, he doesn't miss when it comes to Patrick Mahomes. So believe me, the AFC West is going to be a bear once again, because the Chargers are going to be good. They made the playoffs last year. The Broncos will be better. They could contend to win that division. I will definitely let you agree with you on that one. You got Kansas City trying to get that motivation, and they find that motivation to get back there. A Raiders team that will be a little bit improved, because I'm a Pete Carroll fan. He's going to have them look like a football team that we have not seen in a minute. So it's not going to be easy division. But that dude wearing number 15 in red and white, don't play with Brittany's girl. Don't play with her. Don't play with her man. I'm telling you.
You made me think about Unique in that one time he called in, and it was the AFC Championship game, the Baltimore Ravens versus the Kansas City Chiefs. And Unique, y'all, is one of our faithful callers and our listeners from day one. And I was like, Unique, you betting on the game? Come on now, champ. You know who I'm betting on. I said, you taking the Ravens? He said, nah, man. 15 in red. 15. I'm taking 15. Unique was smart. Exactly. Unique won money because it was 15 who won that AFC Championship game. It was also 15, a.k.a. Patrick Mahomes, that went on to win that Super Bowl as well, too.
Yeah, 15 plus 15 equaled another Super Bowl involving Kansas City last year. Because you're right, they won 11 games the year before, and people say, oh, that's it. And they won a Super Bowl by winning 11 games. They had 15 wins last year, and until they got the Stones beaten out by the Philadelphia Eagles, people were saying that's going to be history, because anybody can do that in modern football. It would be the Kansas City Chiefs. One of my favorites is Andre in Massachusetts. Got something to say about that quote-unquote last dance involving the Kansas City Chiefs at 888-729-3776. Dre, what you got for us on this Love Friday?
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for taking the call. So fortunately, the Chiefs, they're not under any sort of delusion, as was the case with the Chicago Bulls, that it's organizations that win championships. Okay, they realize that it's a partnership between greatness on the field and greatness in the front office. Nonetheless, listen, the Chiefs this year, they got a murderer's row for a schedule. 2 out of their first 4 games, Eagles and Ravens. Never mind the Chargers, that first game within their division. That's not going to be any cakewalk. So I feel they're in a situation they have to get off to a fast start just like any other team, because the strength of their schedule, and it should be that way, NFL, how they align things, went to a Super Bowl last year. Your schedule, you're going to have no weeks off the year after that. So I feel like they need to start fast and really establish themselves, because the Harbaughs of the world and the Sean Paytons of the world, I think Pete Carroll's going to take him some time, but they are gunning for this team. And then their non-division, non-conference schedule is lights out as well. So Mahomes, Kels, I know you're doing other things and you're balling, but they need to start fast to make the playoffs and put them in their position to win another Super Bowl. Thanks for taking the call.
Freddie, I would say this about Kansas City, because, yes, they do have a tough schedule this season. But honestly, if Kansas City started 3-4 and the 3 wins, let's just say they lose to the Chargers, they lose to the Philadelphia Eagles, they beat the Giants, they lose to the Ravens, they beat the Jags, and they beat the Raiders. Even if they start 3-4, guess what? I'm not worried about Kansas City.
Amen. Let the church say amen. Put the coins in the collection plate.
They can start 3-4.
Yep.
And Freddie Coleman, I am not worried about the Kansas City Chiefs.
Me neither, because they play a first-place schedule every year. You know why? Because they play their first-place schedule every year for the last 7 years. The schedule does not bother Kansas City. Kansas City looks at these games and say, what can we do to make sure we're playing our best football when January and February roll around? That's pretty much worked, outside of losing the first time to an AFC Championship game where a holding penalty, offside penalty, cost them that game in overtime against New England, and then they blew that game against the Cincinnati Bengals. Other than that, Kansas City looks at the schedule and says, okay, we don't circle wins because we believe we're going to win every game. But it's about what can we do to make sure that we're the best team going into the playoffs. That approach has been really, really good for Kansas City for the last 7 years, ever since Patrick Mahomes became the starting quarterback for those dudes.
I would also say this. Hey, the goal is to get to the dance. Now, I know Kansas City, a lot of years, they've had home field advantage. That I get it, folks. But at the same time, you give me a ticket to that party.
Absolutely.
I'm going to come take your lady.
And they did in Buffalo.
Freddie, you give me a ticket to that party.
Yeah.
Because, I know you, all your men and stuff. They hoping I don't get a ticket to that party.
Yeah.
I get a ticket to that party.
Yeah.
As soon as you walk through the door, that's the Chiefs. Oh, my God, he's here.
You just like LL Cool J, the song. It's like someone doing it. If he's a real man, he can't be afraid of competition. That's you.
Don't be afraid of that comp.
But hey, lover, that's you, huh?
Competition is great.
Says, you know who says that? People like you going to the Steal People's Ladies, getting a ticket to the party. Chris in Illinois, 888-729-3776. Chris, thanks for hitting us up on Freddie and Harry. He's Harry Douglas. I'm Freddie Coleman on Love Friday on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Chris, Kansas City, they're still that team. They're still a trustworthy team. What do you have to say about the Chiefs trying to make sure that what happened in February does not happen again next February?
Well, I just think that Mahomes is a good quarterback, but his body is only as good as you can play. Now, that being said, he has played hurt, he's played injured, but yet his body's getting some hits, and he just needs to relax. He needs to be off the off season and take care of his body and get ready for the season. And just your defensive, offensive line's got to take care of the ball. They got to protect him. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, Chris in Illinois, he has not taken the kind of hits you think he's taken. I'll be flat out honest with you. Mahomes does not do a lot of RPOs, and he doesn't involve himself in the running game like we've seen from Josh Allen, who's big enough to handle the Buffalo Bills, or Lamar Jackson, who's just lightning fast when he does that. I'm telling you right now, Patrick Mahomes has not taken the kind of hits you think he's taken. That's going to reduce his effectiveness. He has not been the quarterback we've seen the last couple of years because of injuries at the wide receiver position, and with that, they've won 27 games in the regular season. 11-6 in 2023 and 15-2 last year when his number one guy, Rashee Rice, got injured and was done for the rest of the year, and they still were able to find a way. When they needed him to deliver, he was able to deliver versus Buffalo, versus the Ravens, versus Cincinnati in the playoffs. So the hits you think he's taken that's eroded his game, I'm telling you, he is not that kind of quarterback where hits are going to be a cumulative effect on Patrick Mahomes, especially when he's still not even 30 years of age.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is the last thing on the Kansas City Chiefs that I'm worried about. Let me make that statement clear to everyone. Patrick Mahomes is the last thing that I'm worried about when it comes to the Kansas City Chiefs. Because guess what, Freddie Coleman? Yes, I know Andy Reid is an excellent coach. He's the best in the game currently right now. As you look at the overall head coaches in the NFL. But guess what? Andy Reid didn't have a Super Bowl ring before Patrick Mahomes became his starting quarterback. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're completely right.
All right. How quickly we forget certain things, huh?
That's okay. It's okay if they forget. It's up to us to make sure that they don't have to read the book, that we allow them to remember.
Also,
it's our memory.
Also, so you won't forget, Chiefs Kingdom, right now, the docuseries on the Kansas City Chiefs, you can check out right now on Disney+.
By the way, I saw episode 1. Fantastic.
On Disney+.
Really, really good. One more about the Chiefs from one of our favorites, Big Mike in Texas. Big Mike. A lot of people believe that the Chiefs are maybe in last dance mode, but I think they're still part of the Chiefs Kingdom Part 2 mode. Big Mike, where do you stand?
Man, are they people crazy or what? They got a defense, like the best defense in the league, and they got Patrick Mahomes. No, say it. They got to play the East, NFC East. They're going to mop the Cowboys, Giants, and all that. Man, no, they got an easy ride. I don't know what y'all talking about. The Chiefs will be in the Super Bowl this year. The only team that he set up at night and think about it is the Philadelphia Eagles. He will take note of that game. But everything else, he don't care about no. What has Herbert done? I mean, okay, he ain't worried about them.
Big Mike. Big Mike, we're laughing because you are one of the funniest human beings that is walking this earth right now.
I don't think I've heard Big Mike that aggravated.
I know.
That was a new one.
What has Herbert done?
Oh, that's tremendous. By the way, he's not wrong as far as that. Not about Justin Herbert, but people try to throw dirt on Kansas City saying it's about to be the beginning of the end. Throw that dirt if you want to, and that dirt may go right back into your face when it's all said and done. Harry Douglas, Freddie Coleman, it's Love Friday, Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app presented by Progressive Insurance. With insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RV, and commercial vehicles. Find what you want at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE or Progressive.com. So let's take the Eagles and Chiefs out of this equation. Mm-hmm. When it comes to a room of trust, those are the two teams that should be trustworthy more than anybody else. But the teams out there that want to be in that room or close to that room, they want to be a part of.
For that reason, we say get you some trust.
That's what they want to do.
Trust LifeLock Ultimate.
Exactly. They want to be that LifeLock trust when it comes to those teams. So Shannon Penn, throw some teams at us. And we'll let people know if they belong in that room of trust or they're just on the outside looking and going, let us in.
All right, well, you know what? Since we mentioned Philadelphia Eagles, we'll start right there in the division. Freddie, Washington Commanders, are they in the room of trust right now?
No, I worry about that Terry McLaurin situation. I'm going to say no, especially we have not talked about the Commanders or that organization like this since Joe Gibbs was the head coach, where you look at them and say, that team is legit enough to be a contender. But room of trust, close to the Eagles and Chiefs, they're on the outside looking in.
Yeah, I'm going to say no as well. Freddie, it's all about the wide receiver, Terry McLaurin, the number one wide receiver. Give me my money. Pay the man his dollars.
All right, next up. This may seem like a layup, but I'll ask anyway, Harry. Buffalo Bills. You putting them in the room of trust?
Yes, y'all. I just came back from Buffalo. Man, the fans are excited. Josh Allen is going to have another phenomenal year. They just signed James Cook to an extension. They've done a lot of extensions this offseason with a lot of their homegrown players. So shout out to Brandon Beane being able to accomplish that. Now, Sean McDermott, you got to get these guys over the hump. You got to help them. Because if not, we know the conversation for 2026. Hot. Seat. But for right now, I more than trust the Buffalo Bills. They take care of me.
Yeah. You know what?
Why should people trust me? Why shouldn't they?
They should trust the Buffalo Bills because they are a contending team in the National Football League. Although if they don't get it done, let's say they face Kansas City again in the playoffs, and they go 0-5 versus Patrick Mahomes, I know the conversation is going to sound like. I don't think it should be a conversation. But when that happens, and it's been the same thing over and over again, and you're on the wrong side of that, I clearly understand how that conversation will be a conversation regarding Sean McDermott and if he can still be the guy for the Buffalo Bills to take down Kansas City if they don't do it in 2025.
All right, another team that's had success in the regular season, but it hasn't really panned out in the postseason. Freddie, Detroit Lions, you putting them in the room of trust? New coordinators.
I put them in the room of trust because I believe in what the culture has been built by Dan Campbell. And that defense will not have 21 guys that got injured last year. They're going to be really good on defense again. They're going to be terrific on offense. Jahmyr Gibbs, if he keeps playing like I think he's going to play, we may have to start thinking about him being that top 3, top 2 running back in the National Football League because that's the kind of ability he has and an offense that's perfect for him. And Montgomery not being injured, David Montgomery, now he got a 2-headed monster. They got receivers on the outside. The offensive line's terrific. Oh, yeah, I got the boys from Motown in my room of trust.
Yeah, I have them in my room of trust as well. Come on, man. Trust me, man. As long as they have Mr. Dan Campbell, man. And ladies, I trust him. I trust him.
Did I not clearly explain the circle of trust to you?
All right, the last team that seems like a no-brainer in this room of trust, Freddie, Baltimore Ravens.
Is it a no-brainer? Okay, I can't wait till y'all get to me then. Go ahead, Freddie.
No, you got the stage first. Go right ahead. All right, I'll go first since you want to take your time and everything like that. Yeah, they're in the room of trust, except I don't trust them because I wonder if the Baltimore Ravens are going to get in their own way. I've seen the roster. I know the principals. I know the personnel. So, yeah, they belong in the room of trust, but I'm not trusting to put them there based on previous events involving the Baltimore Ravens.
So there are tons of people out here in this world right now that are not going to like me after what I'm about to say. A lot of y'all people trust the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, I trust them too in the regular season. I'm sorry. But I just can't allow the words to come out of my mouth to say that I do not trust them. I trust the Baltimore Ravens, folks. I trust Action Jackson. From where? Louisville. Shout out to Tom Jackson. I trust the Baltimore Ravens. Okay. That defense, they have an opportunity to be number 1 or number 2 in the league. Notice I didn't say number 3, 4, or 5. Number 1 or number 2.
Okay.
I trust them.
Okay. All right. Well, we gotta. Where do we stand on this, Freddie? You said you don't trust them. Harry, you trust them. Where do we stand?
Well,
we putting them in?
Well, no, we're not. I'm not putting them in unless I get outvoted. So you have to be the tiebreaker. You have to be the tiebreaker.
I'm putting them in. I'm putting them in.
I trust them.
They can't play that bad. Yeah. All the time in the postseason.
It can't happen every single year.
Lower averages, like at some point, something got to crack. Something got to crack.
I heard that last year too. What happened? I heard that the year before too.
Something got to crack.
What happened? I also heard the same to the Buffalo Bills. This is the year we get Kansas City. I heard that before too.
Something got to crack.
At some point, we're gonna stop just going to the movies all the time on dates. At some point, we're gonna get to.
What do you mean? What's wrong with what? Why are we stopping that?
Well, I'm talking about as a young pup. I'm trying to get to second base.
I know that, but the movie's going to help you get to second base. If you're going to be about it, that helps them be with it.
All right,
Love Friday.
A couple more. Let's move on.
Sorry, Freddie. I'm not going to the movies 9 weekends in a row.
All right, Freddie.
Sucker.
Freddie, San Francisco 49ers. You putting the 49ers in that room of trust, Freddie?
Oh, no.
49ers?
I'm not putting them in the room of trust. No.
49ers?
No. Brock Purdy's in my room of trust. I think he's better than people give him credit for.
I don't trust Kyle Shanahan.
Well, we know that. Well, you have history.
All right, couple more. Let's stay in the NFC West. Harry, Los Angeles Rams. You putting them in that room of trust?
Yes, I'm putting them in that room of trust until I know 1,000% Matthew Stafford is not going to play.
They're not in the room of trust. Nah, that's too much there. With that back injury. The throws they need him to make in that offense, if he can't make them consistently because that back is going to be a problem, and Jimmy Garoppolo might play a couple of games, I can't trust that.
All right, so let me ask you this. What if week 1 comes and he's perfectly fine?
Well, he ain't going to be perfectly fine, so no. That's the answer to that question.
We don't know that.
Even I'll play the what-if game with what if he's perfectly fine? That means he won't be perfectly fine after that in the National Football League. So, no, I'm not trusting that.
You don't trust him?
Not trusting.
All right, last I'll ask both of you guys, is there any other team right now, room of trust, other than the Eagles and the Chiefs? We have the Bills, Lions, and Ravens. any other team you're willing to make a pitch for to be in the room of trust? Because there's questions about everybody.
I threw out Packers, and Shannon didn't like that.
Well, because
of Jordan Love. And
yes. How can he be great start to finish?
Yeah. I'll give you a team that nobody talks about, and they should. That could be a potential room of trust team. Tampa Bay. They got a quarterback in Baker Mayfield. They got a running game. I know Tristan Wirfs won't be the beginning of the year. They got enough reserves in the offensive line. The receivers are really good. They find any kind of pass rush, they could enter the room of trust in Tampa Bay.
Here comes the gunslinger. Michael Penix Jr. has something to say.
I know. You know he's going to be saying, but that Baker Mayfield's pretty good. I got to get to his level. He's Harry Douglas. I'm Freddie Coleman. Love Friday continues here on Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and SiriusXM Channel 80. We'll play the NFL if game when it comes to the Commanders, the Bengals, and those you-know-who's down in Dallas. We'll get to that after Harry gives you this word from Grainger.
As you know, managing maintenance, repair, and operations is never easy. But for the ones who always rise to the challenge, Grainger has your back. From professional-grade products you can count on to fast, dependable delivery, they're there to help you keep things running smoothly. Plus, their technical product specialists are here to help answer all of your toughest questions. And because Grainger knows safety is always a priority, they're committed to being your partner in protecting both your people and your facilities. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Monday, Bo Nix led the Broncos to the playoffs in year 1, but what should we expect in year 2 from him? It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
What is your next success story? At University of Maryland Global Campus, you can succeed again with more than 135 affordable online degrees and certificates to help you move your career forward. From cybersecurity and AI to healthcare and MBA, our programs help you build critical thinking, leadership, and communication skills that set you apart in today's job market. Apply now and save with no application fee through September 3rd. Visit umgc.edu to get started. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Friday nights in August, it's Farmer City Raceway with their full show plus kids mods brought to you by Nutrien. Adults are $15, veterans $10, kids 12 and under are free. Hot laps around the quarter-mile dirt track start at 6:30. Head to 850 Grove Street in Farmer City before the final Friday, August 29th, with $5,000 to win for the Mars Late Models during the Chuck Wagon Food Service Richardson Memorial Modifieds and Pro Late Model Racing. You'll buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
We all have a mission in life, something that drives us to explore, to grow, to love. And when we discover it, we're made whole. At OSF Healthcare, we want you to be the best you possible. We're here for you on your schedule to make your life just a little bit easier. Whatever your mission is, we're here to support it. Your life, our mission. Learn more at osfhealthcare.org/mission.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Sarah Champagne managing partner Ben Quattrone on why integrity is important at Sarah.
We hire the person. The person makes the deal. The person makes the department. The person makes everyone around them treat people with courtesy and respect. If you have a quality human being, you can play any position, right? We're talking about sports. They can perform in any department, and I could teach someone a job, but I can't teach them to be a good person.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA champagne.com.
You know, with like Lands Inc., we specialize in, we've got an amazing HVAC department that takes care of your furnace, you know, your heat system, air conditioning,
Some
they do
pumps,
that.
yeah.
And for us in underground, we take care of all your pipes that come into your home, leave your home, and work around your home to keep it dry, your drainage system, sump pumps, things like that. And exactly what you said, if you don't know, a couple decades ago, it was more like, oh, something broke, go fix it, repair it, no big deal. Well, now with the technology, we have cameras, like you said, that we can come in on these Orange Comfort Clubs, and we can camera your sewer lines underneath your house and check them out just to make sure they're fine. If there's something wrong with it, we can show you right then. Truth is in seeing it.
Yeah.
We show it to you, and then you can plan as a homeowner for making those repairs or dealing with that issue later on. If it's an immediate need, at least you're not caught off surprise.
That sewer camera inspection with a proper clean out. I was just learning more at landsinc.com.
Tim Onstad, Gale Forex Trucking, and Dedicated Diesel.
Yeah, we're really just kind of getting going and feeling out when that corn and beans are going to start turning and when we're going to start hauling grains for Gale and some farmers around. Had one call yesterday, make sure he was on the list and set up. We're going to bring in probably 3 to 5 good drivers or young guys that want to learn part of the trucking business and get them started in the field where they're not out on their own somewhere. And we'll be hauling grain, looking probably, like I said, 3 to 5 good people that want to haul some grain, not just young, experienced. If somebody's semi-retired, they want to get into that a little bit, we're good with that too. It works out for a good atmosphere and good overall employee satisfaction.
How can we reach you, sir?
Get me on email at timo@gftlog.com. Call the office at 765-793-7131. Give me a holler. We'll get you going and get things happening.
Supply. This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. A resolution in the NCAA's sign-stealing investigation into the Michigan football program. Among the punishment handed out today, significant fine, including the loss of 2 years of postseason football revenue, projected to be more than $20 million. Additional game suspension for head coach Sharon Moore for 2026. On top of the 2-game self-imposed suspension from Michigan for this season, Wolverines avoided a postseason ban. On July 3rd, the Dodgers had a 9-game lead in the NL West. Heading into tonight's critical series opener, they are a game back of San Diego. A lack of offense partly behind LA's collapse. ESPN MLB analyst Jessica Mendoza.
They went from second in all of baseball in run score per game, and this is like going until July 4th. Now you look over the last month and a half, they're 25th. This is against teams like the Angels. This is teams like the Royals, like teams they should be beating and scoring. You got Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Shohei.
Jessica Mendoza on Clinton and Friends. Major League leading Brewers try to extend their winning streak to 13 against the Reds tonight. Cincinnati just a half game out of the final NL wildcard spot.
Your summer drink is here. Twisted Tea is a smooth, refreshing, hard iced tea with 5% alcohol, making it the perfect drink to take any day this summer to the next level. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
This is Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Love Friday.
He's Harry Douglas. I'm Freddie Coleman. It is Love Friday, Freddie and Harry, presented by Progressive Insurance. Thanks for joining us on Sirius XM Channel 80. Don't forget about us on TuneIn and tell that smart speaker to play ESPN Radio. We have not forgot about baseball action. Although my Mets are playing, they don't know how to play baseball ever again. But tomorrow, they'll host the Seattle Mariners, presented by Progressive Insurance. Comes beginning at 3:30 Eastern Time from Citi Field on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. We're 20 days away from the NFL season. No. We're not doing this.
No, Freddie.
Nick, shut down his mic. We're not going to let this Braves fan talk. No, Nick, you're a Yankees fan. Don't let him get away with this.
I'm trying to figure out, like, what's going on in Major League Baseball. Like, what happened to the Mets recently?
We're not talking about this, Harry Douglas. We've already moved on from it.
They blew some more leads, Freddie?
Yeah, we're not trying to talk about this, Harry Douglas.
Okay, this is my one time bringing it up.
No, it won't
proceed,
be
Mr. Coleman.
but the Mets are 2-15. 2-13 the last 15 games. They have a major league best worst because it can't be best and worst, but they are. They have blown 10 leads since the All-Star break. So that's why I'm salty about the New York Mets.
What were the most recent ones?
The last two, the Atlanta Braves had a 6-0 lead, lost 11-6, had a 3-2 lead last night, lost 4-3. There, you feel better? You happy?
Shout out to Ozzy Albies.
Yeah, he hit that ball. I'm surprised that ball didn't leave the park because he hit that ball on the line to make it a 4-3 game in the 8th inning. So I'll let you get away with it because it's Love Friday. I don't want to be like the anti-love.
Love Friday.
On Love Friday.
You know what would seal this, though, and knock all this out that I'm bringing out?
What's
if
that?
the Mets just go ahead and make the playoffs, Shannon Penn, Nick Carty, if the Yankees just go ahead and make the playoffs, since they're both flirting with danger right now.
They ain't flirting, man. They're dating.
I think the Marlins are currently ahead of the Braves in the NL East standings. Last time I checked.
At the rate the Mets are going, the Marlins may overtake them. At this rate.
Yeah, Nick, don't forget the last time you won a World Series.
Oh, here we go. You sound like a Yankee fan.
Here we go.
Hell no.
I know young Harry remembers 96 and 99.
You're right.
Wow.
On with the program.
I was going to Freaknik in them days.
Not at 12. Not at 12. Not at 96.
To fundraise.
The fundraise? What were you doing fundraise at Freaknik at 12 years of age?
Because them freaky people give you money. My basketball team, we needed to get to the destination.
Boy, the things you find out on this show.
Yeah. That's the only reason why I went to Freaknik as a young kid. It's the fundraise out there.
Sure.
The only reason.
Sure.
Friday. Now, my eyes enjoyed what they were seeing at the same time. Do you mind, please? We're trying to go to Houston for our AAU basketball tournament.
Man, oh, man. And you probably had everybody just throwing money into your change plate. Man, oh, man.
Oh, he's so cute. Here, baby.
That's blasphemy, Harry. Harry Douglas, Freddie Coleman. It's Love Friday on Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Like I mentioned, 20 days away from the beginning of the National Football League season when the Philadelphia Eagles host the Dallas Cowboys kicking off Week 1. We bring in Shannon Penn, our producer. We're going to do a little if game when it comes to the National Football League.
You ain't first, you're last.
So we're going to find out who's going to be first, who's going to be last in terms of the if game. Shannon Penn, the floor is yours.
Yeah, Harry Douglas, if Micah Parsons is not there opening day, September 4th, my birthday, for the Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles, that means what?
The fan base will officially crash out. They would officially crash out, Shannon. Because I know everyone, because we've seen this story so many times with Jerry Jones and star players, we've seen the deal get done in August, in September. In August and September last year, it was CeeDee Lamb. And then in September, it was Dak Prescott, the morning of a football game.
Right.
So a lot of people, they're living by that hope theory. They hope that Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons are going to strike a deal, an extension. But I can sit up here and honestly say, if it doesn't happen, Dallas Cowboy fans, they're going to crash out.
If he's not there by opening day against the Philadelphia Eagles, they're going to trade Micah Parsons. They'll trade him probably for 2 number ones, maybe a 3rd round pick, or whatever they can get. If he's not there opening day playing football for the Dallas Cowboys are going to do to him what happened to Khalil Mack. They're going to wind up trading him as all said and done. And then the Cowboy Nation will really crash out and dash out if that happens.
Oh, wow, I was just writing that down. All right, Freddie. I was writing that down. Wasn't expecting that. All right, let's move on to another guy who's currently holding in, or what have you. Freddie, if Terry McLaurin is not there opening day for the Commanders, that means what?
Placing too much pressure on your quarterback to overcome that, because they don't have a guy out there that you can look at and say, okay, he's enough to overcome the lack of production that is not going to be there courtesy of Terry McLaurin and those numbers. 5 1,000-yard seasons in his NFL career. So that places even more pressure on a quarterback that can deal with it, but will have to deal with that without Terry McLaurin, one of the best receivers in the league.
So for me, that means that general manager Adam Peters really doesn't love Terry McLaurin. Because if he did, he would have an extension by now. That extension being at least 3 years. The longer this goes on, in my opinion, it's telling me that Adam Peters, as a general manager, doesn't want to extend Terry McLaurin.
If you ain't first, you're last.
All right. Next up, staying in the NFC East, Harry. If Jackson Dart shines again this weekend versus the Jets, that means what?
That means the quarterback is progressing. He's building off what he did last weekend. We've seen him throw a touchdown pass. We've seen him, move in the pocket, throw a football in the middle of the field as well. We've seen him utilize his athleticism. But it just means that he is trending in the right direction, because I still believe they should not start Jackson Dart because of what they do not have on their offensive line.
Yeah, the trampoline off of that, because he's already working as the backup quarterback with the twos. That tells you exactly how he's been able to raise up the whole chart involving the depth chart of the New York Giants. If he shines against the New York Jets like we saw against the Buffalo Bills, that groundswell to say start him sooner than later, that drumbeat is going to get louder, no matter where the Giants believe he is development-wise involving Jackson Dart.
All right, Freddie, if the Cincinnati Bengals get off to a slow start this season, that means what?
Oh boy, that's what that means, because we've seen this before. And normally when that's happened the last couple of years, it has been a bad ending to that book involving Cincinnati. And you have no business going 0-2 when you got Cleveland and Jacksonville as your two first games. If they get off to a slow start, say it with me on three, boys and girls. 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. In the Queen City of Cincinnati.
So I'm going to add a little bit more context to what I'm about to say, Freddie. If they get off to an 0-2 start and they find themselves missing the playoffs for a third year in a row, and they missed the playoffs by one game, in which that 0-2 start could have hurt them again, Zach Taylor will probably lose his job.
Okay.
He probably will not be the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals in 2026.
Okay.
All right, one more. If Trevor Lawrence struggles again this season, that means what?
He was not the quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They wasted the number 1 overall pick. Because he's going into, if I'm not mistaken, is it year 6? Might be year 5.
I've lost count. He's gone through so many incarnations.
More of the story.
Year 5. It is year 5.
It's entirely too old to be us talking about, hey, when is Trevor Lawrence going to develop? Like, we thought this was the best thing since sliced bread. Sunshine, coming out of Clemson, won a national championship as a freshman at Clemson as well. So there are high hopes that Trevor Lawrence was going to be that next one from a quarterback position up. That has not happened. So I think it would tell me that he is not the quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they need to start to pivot on who that franchise quarterback is going to be moving forward.
If Trevor Lawrence struggles again this season, they will draft a quarterback next year. Maybe not in the first round, but it won't be like the 5th or 6th round. They'll draft a quarterback in the 2nd or 3rd round because they paid him a lot of money too soon, according to some people, and he may verify that if he struggles with new offensive coordinator who has shown he can dial up plays when it comes to Liam Cohen. He may not be able to say Duval properly as a Jacksonville Jaguars head coach, but he can definitely dial up some plays and make that quarterback look a lot friendlier with that offense, especially what he did in Tampa Bay with Baker Mayfield. He is Harry Douglas, and I'm on the socials at HDouglas83. I'm Freddie Coleman. You can do the same at Coleman ESPN. It's Love Friday, Freddie and Harry, presented by Progressive Insurance. You may not have a lot of money going into the weekend, but if you pay attention to us, you have a lot more when the weekend is over, because that's exactly what we're going to do involving numbers. Find a way to get richer next on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen coming up Monday. We know the Cleveland Browns have a QB problem, but I'll tell you which other team is in an even worse spot than the Browns. It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
You ever get decision paralysis, like figuring out what to watch or what to eat? Well, the same applies if you're hiring. It can be overwhelming to have too many candidates to sort through. But with ZipRecruiter, you can proactively find the best ones quickly. How? Through their innovative resume database. ZipRecruiter's resume database uses advanced filtering to quickly hone in on top candidates for your roles. See someone who stands out? You can unlock their contact info instantly. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports.
It's the Urbana Park District's second annual Central Illinois Bat Fest, happening Saturday, September 6th. Join them at the Anita Purvis Nature Center from 1 to 4:30 p.m. for a free family-friendly afternoon all about one of nature's most fascinating creatures, bats. They have hands-on kid activities, live expert talks, exhibitor tables, and yes, food trucks to keep you fueled. Questions? Call 217-384-4062 or visit urbanaparks.org.
Hi, Randy Graham here with Curtis Orchard. We are open for the season. Your apple donuts are ready, so come out now. We also made improvements like an expanded Land of Oz area with new games, more mazes, and a new shade pavilion. Our gift shop has more to offer than ever before, so come out and see the full selection. Of course, we still have your favorites like peaches, apples, produce, fritters, pies, cider, preserves, and popcorn. There's something here to make everyone smile. Visit CurtisOrchard.com or follow on Facebook.
Friday nights in August, it's Farmer City Raceway with their full show plus kids mods brought to you by Nutrien. Adults are $15, veterans $10, kids 12 and under are free. Hot laps around the quarter-mile dirt track start at 6:30. Head to 850 Grove Street in Farmer City before the final Friday, August 29th, with $5,000 to win for the Mars late models during the Chuck Wagon Food Service Richardson Memorial Modifieds and Pro Late Model Racing. You'll buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
All right, it's Tim Onstadt. What about Gail Ferrick's Trucking? What do I need to know?
We're busy. There is kind of an alarming trend in the trucking industry right now with freight rates being a little bit depressed, but our drivers are still doing good. That we have insurance for that with their $1,200 gross minimum weekly guarantee, so we make it put the pressure back on us to make your living. I've got one spot open for a driver, maybe one opening up with a retirement here in about a month and a half, but I'm ready for somebody. If you want to get on the list or want to make plans a month and a half out, definitely give me a holler and come and see me. Phone number is 765-793-7131, and then hit 4 with the auto attendant to get directly to my office.
And that's Gail Ferrick's Trucking, home on weekends, $1,200 minimum a week. You can make some money if you're hungry. You can go out and make some money. Tim, we're rooting for you, buddy. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
See you later.
Talk to you soon. Tim Onstadt, Gail Ferrick's Trucking dedicated diesel pitmaster extraordinaire. When the storm rolls in, where will you go? Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your family with a custom storm shelter from Berg Septic and Storm Shelter Services. At Berg Tanks, their shelters are fiberglass and plate steel safe rooms that can be installed in your garage or exterior, in ground, or on a concrete pad. Built to withstand the toughest storms, giving you a safe, secure place when you need it most. Whether you need a compact unit for a small space or a larger shelter for the whole family, they've got you covered. Their expert team handles everything from excavation to installation so you can have peace of mind before the next storm strikes. Berg Septic also specializes in septic pumping, new system installation, grease trap cleanings, repairs, and maintenance plans to keep your home running smoothly. Call Berg Septic and Storm Shelter Services today at 217-367-8632 or visit them online at bergtanksinc.com. That's BERGtanksinc.com.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
my debit card.
Their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot. How doers get more done.
This is Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Love Friday.
Somebody who loves me in the building. Somebody who feel me in the building. We throw 50 out of the ceiling. Oh, yeah.
He's Harry Douglas, Freddie Coleman, together on Love Friday. Freddie and Harry, appreciate you joining us on Sirius XM Channel 80, as well as tune in and also that smart speaker of yours to play ESPN Radio. We know that you may have a little bit of money going into the weekend to make sure the weekend's going to be fine. It's up to us to make sure that when the weekend is over, you have more going out than you had coming in.
Is it going over?
I think we're over.
Or will the under hit?
It's a lock, right? Wrong.
This is Hit That Number.
So we bring our boy Nick Cardy, Mr. Fashion Plate that he is, and he'll bring the numbers to us, and we'll choose sides to make sure that whatever money you have now will have that increased by the time Monday rolls around. So, Nick, hit it.
All right, so it may not be for Monday, but we'll play the long game here, slow and steady burn. We'll look at some futures, odds courtesy of ESPN Bet for everything. We'll start in baseball. Why not? AL MVP, the race is heating up. Aaron Judge, minus 135. Cal Raleigh, plus 135. So it's a close race. Cal Raleigh obviously leads in home runs, but Judge leads in just about every other category. So, Freddie Coleman, who are we taking for the AL MVP in 2025?
I'm taking the big dumper because this is now his game, because the more and more he keeps doing this in Seattle, near the top of that division, Aaron Judge, all that pressure on him. Everybody loves those kind of underdog stories. There's not been a bigger underdog having this kind of season like we see Cal Raleigh with Seattle, so I'm riding with him at plus 135.
Yeah, you look at the Seattle Mariners right now, the fourth best record in Major League Baseball. But I agree with you, Freddie. What Cal Raleigh has been able to do this entire season at the catcher position, winning home run derby, it's been magical. Why would it stop now? I'm going with Mr. Raleigh.
All right, we'll see if we sing the same tune for this next one. Regular season home run leader is a category in ESPN Bet.
Okay.
Cal Raleigh, the favorite right now, as he leads the league with 45 home runs, minus 135. And then the order follows. Shohei Ohtani, plus 225. Schwarber, plus 400. And Aaron Judge, a distant fourth at plus 1,800. Judge has 38 home runs, so that's the gap, 45 to 38. Shohei, Schwarber, and Judge all follow the leader, Cal Raleigh. So, Harry, will the big dumper finish as the home run king in 2025?
I'm going to go no. That will be Shohei Ohtani, in my opinion. And I almost took Schwarber, but I'm going to go with Shohei Ohtani winning in home runs this season.
Yeah, I'm going to go Kyle Schwarber, the Philadelphia Phillies. And for right now, he would be my leading candidate for MVP in the National League. Anytime something positive happens in that Phillies lineup, he always seems to be in the middle of it. And I said that a couple of weeks ago, and people said, I don't know about that. And now it's starting, but that Kyle Schwarber guy, man, he should be a candidate for MVP.
The next night, Freddie, he went out and hit two home runs. One of them being a grand slam.
Exactly. And all of a sudden, Freddie Coleman was right. Shocking. Who knew? But I'm with you. In terms of, I don't know about all that. Sometimes you just get lucky. But as much as a Mets fan as I am, they hate to see that, I root for guys like Kyle Schwarber that's been able to overcome all those naysayers, and he should win the MVP if he keeps this going in the National League in Philadelphia.
Also a free agent, so he will get a pretty penny.
Man.
Schwarber's a free agent?
Yes, he is.
Oh, my goodness. Boy, you talk about timing.
Yeah, the floor is $40 million, and it goes up from there with Kyle Schwarber, mark my words.
All right, let's switch to the NFL. Some NFL receiving props for the season. We'll start with your guy down in Atlanta, Harry Douglas. Kyle Pitts, over the line is set at 501.5 yards, minus 115 for the tight end.
This is an insane number.
I
going
agree.
Over.
Yeah.
Like he in his 4 years being in the NFL, there's only been one season where he didn't hit this, and that was in 2022 where he only played 10 ball games. So, yes, over.
No doubt. What he said. Let's move on.
All right, this one's pretty interesting. Obviously, everyone knows Mike Evans has not had a season where he does not have 1,000 yards. But ESPN Bet says this is the year it won't happen. They have him at 875.5 yards. That's minus 135. Freddie, thoughts?
Over. Believe me. He barely got it last year. He wants to make sure he's going to leave no doubt in a 17-game regular season. Michael Evans is going to be that Pro Football Hall of Famer, and he's going to get over 1,000 yards. You can book it as far as that goes.
So my grandmother taught me growing up, always tell the truth and shame the devil, baby. So let me tell the truth. He will go over because he's been over in every single season that he's played in the National Football League.
Thank you.
Why would it stop now?
All right, quickly, our last one. It's a hot topic. Deebo Samuel. Don't know if McLaurin will be there. 30 seconds, Harry. Will Deebo Samuel get over 650 yards receiving this year?
Yeah, he's going to go over with this. Yards after catch is his specialty, but especially if you don't have number one wide receiver Terry McLaurin out there, he's going to go way, way over.
Yeah, I don't know about way, way over, but it'll be over. But early on, he'll get a lot of touches because they don't trust anybody else. Harry Douglas, Freddie Cohen's Love Friday. When it comes to Freddie and Harry, you're going to hear why this word is the key in terms of nothing when it comes to Micah Parsons. He's going to be the opening day for the Dallas Cowboys. Keep it here on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products or compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
ESPN Radio Sports Beat with Freddie Coleman.
Another year going into a college football season, which means another year involving Michigan football paying the price for their sins. They're going to forfeit postseason revenue for the next 2 years, and their head coach Sherrone Moore will be suspended for 3 games as punishment for the sign-stealing scandal. But Michigan football will not face a postseason ban or be forced to vacate wins. Now, the 2 games that Sherrone Moore is going to be suspended for will be Central Michigan and Nebraska and another game next year. Hey, NCAA, if you really wanted to make this hurt, you should have suspended him for the Ohio State game because we know that game matters involving both of those schools in one of the best rivalries, not just in college football, but in sports. When you have that kind of hate, and Michigan has been able to win the hate battle the last 4 years, that's how you would have made that hurt a little bit more. Don't suspend him for Central Michigan and Nebraska. Suspend Sherrone Moore for the Ohio State game. And I guarantee you that would have gone a long way to make things better. So Michigan will not do this again. In 60 seconds, a chance for the San Diego Padres to show what's what.
Your fantasy draft is here. The Smack Talk is starting, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MBA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
So the Los Angeles Dodgers more than likely are going to make the playoffs. But if you're the San Diego Padres, here's your chance to show exactly what could be what if they meet in the playoffs or the Dodgers have to go through them. It looked like the Dodgers were not going to be challenged by anybody in the National League West. But now going into a 3-game series involving these 2 teams, the Padres are leading that division over the Los Angeles Dodgers. And the best thing about this is these 2 teams can't stand each other. Normally, Dodgers-Giants is like that. Padres-Dodgers have been able to take that center stage because the Padres are always going to be the little brother in the state of California in that era compared to the Los Angeles Dodgers. And especially when they don't have a world championship on their resume to show for it. But if you're the San Diego Padres, even though there'll still be plenty of baseball left once this series is over, you have a chance to let the Los Angeles Dodgers know for this year, the road in California and in the National League does not go through L.A. It will have to go through San Diego. For the ESPN Radio Sports Beat, I'm Freddie Coleman of ESPN Radio's
Freddie.
Freddie.
WSJK, ESPN 93.5, Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. A significant fine and additional suspension, but no postseason ban for Michigan in its sign-stealing case. Among the punishment from the NCAA, a fine including the loss of 2 years of postseason football revenue, so it's projected to be more than $20 million. Head football coach Sharon Moore in additional game suspension for 2026, on top of the self-imposed 2-game suspension for Michigan for this season. Ruling marking the end of an era for the NCAA, explains ESPN college football insider Pete Thamel.
This is really the last great NCAA case. The College Sports Commission is now going to investigate things that, if there's vagaries and NIL deals and such. But this is really the last explosive, significant NCAA infractions case. NCAA will still oversee some gambling stuff. They're going to have their hands in a few eligibility things.
Pete Thamel on the Pat McAfee Show. Huge series in Major League Baseball starts tonight. Dodgers-Padres, San Diego up a game on LA in the NL West. Brewers take their 12-game winning streak into tonight's visit to Cincinnati. The Reds a half game out of the final NL wildcard spot.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming on Monday, Bo Nix led the Broncos to the playoffs in year 1. But what should we expect in year 2 from him? It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
From Studio 2 at the worldwide headquarters of ESPN.
Here.
And the HD studio in Atlanta, Georgia.
We are.
This is Freddie and Harry.
Miss Rhonda in Indianapolis, what you got for us?
You know what? I cannot believe you all. I love you all so much. Freddie, your voice is better than Xanax, okay? And Harry, I love your energy, all right, baby?
Thank you, Miss Rhonda.
But y'all, I don't like your tone. I don't like tone about Ohio State, first of all. Now, you want to talk about asterisks? Look, the sun got to shine on the dogs behind every now and then anyway, okay? So, always, we are the champs, and they can go blue and go home, all right? Now, y'all be blessed, and watch your tone when you're talking about Ohio State.
All I have to say to this, like Pastor Troy, a hip-hop artist, he had this album come out, I Declare War, DSGB, Down South Georgia Boy, and one of the songs on there was Help Me, Rhonda. That was my favorite song on the CD. So, Miss Rhonda, you have no issues over here with HD. None whatsoever.
Look at you.
Help me.
Wow.
Rhonda.
You don't care how low you sound.
Me, Rhonda.
This is Freddie and Harry.
And welcome to the best show on your radio, Love Friday, Freddie and Harry Style with Harry Douglas. I'm Freddie Coleman, and we are here on the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 80. You better not forget about us on TuneIn and also a smart speaker of yours to play ESPN Radio. If we give you an over-under wins for the Dallas Cowboys, and we set it at 7, what number are you taking?
Call Freddie and Harry now.
Pick up the phone and start dialing.
1-888-SAY-ESPN. That's 1-888-729-3776.
We'll set the over-under for the Dallas Cowboys at 7 wins. Are you taking the over or are you taking the under? You'll hear from me and Harry Douglas. We'll hear from you at 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. Because Lord knows involving Dallas, they always got so much going on.
This is
180.
ESPN Radio's NFL Two-A-Days. The Dallas Cowboys.
I'm Todd Archer with the Cowboys. In a normal year, Dak Prescott's return from surgery or the initiation of first-year head coach Brian Schottenheimer would be the top story of the season. But not with the Cowboys. It's another contract extension that isn't, at least not yet, this time with Micah Parsons. The sides do not appear to be any closer to a deal, even after a month in California. Jerry Jones said the Cowboys would not trade Parsons and constantly reminds folks that the Pro Bowl pass rusher is under contract. Parsons has yet to practice, but he did take part in meetings and walkthroughs while in Oxnard. Maybe things pick up when the Cowboys get back to work at the Star. but there's question as to whether Parsons will be available for the September 4th opener against the Eagles. Facing the defending Super Bowl champs without your best player would make a daunting task even more difficult.
Todd Archer's talking that gospel about the Dallas Cowboys, but the gospel is we know that's the storyline. Micah Parsons, the Dallas Cowboys, and a stalemate. But for my money, and even bigger, as much of a big storyline as that, what are the Cowboys going to look like whether Micah Parsons there or not under Brian Schottenheimer, their new head coach?
Well, that's a great question, Freddie. Brian Schottenheimer is a guy who's been in the game for a very, very long time because of his father, Marty, and what his father was able to do as a head coach, different organizations. Now, he's been an offensive coordinator for the most part throughout the duration of his time in the NFL. Most notably, I would say when he was with the New York Jets and they went to those AFC Championship games back when Rex Ryan was the head coach.
Right.
And their theme on offense at that time, because they had a young quarterback in Mark Sanchez, was toughness and run the football.
Ground and
get
pound.
downhill.
Yeah, ground and pound. Yep.
Now, as an offensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks, they still ran the football, but he had more weapons at his disposal when you look at the receiver group that he had and also the quarterback and Russell Wilson as well. So as I look at this team, they're going to try their best to run the football.
Okay.
Because what Schottenheimer does understand is that 5 of the 7 teams that made the playoffs last year in the NFC, those teams were top 6 in rushing as well. So if you don't have a balanced attack in the National Football League, better yet, just the NFC, you don't have a chance, in my opinion, to contend at anything or, and I would say, even make the playoffs. You can't be one-dimensional. So with that being said, he wants the line of scrimmage to be controlled more by his football team, the Cowboys. That's offensively and defensively. That's why with their first pick, 12th overall, the 2025 NFL Draft, Freddie, they didn't take a wide receiver. They didn't take a shiny toy. He understood that, hey, in order for this car to run, we need an engine. So the engine in 2025 for the Dallas Cowboys, that's the offensive line for that side of the ball. Now, the engine for the Dallas Cowboys in 2025 defensively is the defensive line.
Yes, yeah.
Stopping the run. So the trenches is exactly what Marty Schottenheimer, in my opinion, is going to try to change within this football team for 2025.
Well, the one thing about what you just said, do they have that kind of personnel? When it comes to trying to control the line of scrimmage and not have it controlled against them, we saw way too many times in the last couple of years. My reasonable optimism is that I think that offensive line, they're relatively healthy, can provide some sort of a running balance to help out the quarterback, Dak Prescott, and CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, a wide receiver, and Jake Ferguson's a really good tight end, which means that Tyler Guyton, Tyler Smith, Cooper Beebe, Tyler Booker, and Terrence Steele, if they're athletic enough, and they seem to be athletic enough in the offensive line where you can pin and pull, drive blocking, protect your quarterback. If that can happen, it may not matter. You don't have that 1,000-yard rusher behind you, but you have enough of attempts where the quarterback can no longer throw into those kind of coverages on 2nd and 3rd and long. That could be the key to the Cowboys. It gives me optimism. I think this offensive line could have the potential to be really good for the Dallas Cowboys.
Now, I would also say this, when you look at a Brian Schottenheimer type system, they're not going to be stagnant on offense like you've seen in the past under Mike McCarthy or whoever else, Kellen Moore when he was the OC there, or anybody else. Like, you're going to see a lot more pre-snap movement, eye candy that gives the defense something else to think about right before the ball was snapped.
Right.
And that's what this offense needs. Now, you also add that plus a guy like George Pickens, who didn't have the best of quarterbacks while he was in Pittsburgh, but still was the bright spot for them offensively, especially catching the football. Now he's going to be paired up with CeeDee Lamb in that receiver group and with a quarterback in which 2 years ago played like an MVP. He didn't win it, but he played on that level for the entire season. I think this is going to be a big year for George Pickens as well, and CeeDee Lamb is going to always be CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, my biggest concern, of course, it centers around Micah Parsons, that whole stalemate involving Jerry Jones, because there's been no communication, nothing at all.
I'm glad he's been here. It's important. It's important for the team, teammates, but it's important for him to pick up all of the coaching and the nuances.
Is there a deadline to know whether Micah Parsons plans to play in Week 1 or not?
No, not at all. You don't have deadlines when you're playing under a contract.
Whatever that is involving Planet Jerry Jones, The main concern is, what if he's not there opening day? What if he's not there, whether he has a new contract or not? Let's play on that side of, let's say he does not have a new contract extension and he's not there on opening day. What is that going to look like and sound like in the locker room? Because then the players are thinking, man, he don't want to pay that guy who we need on this football team to make us a better football team. If he does that to Micah Parsons, what is he going to do to me? And I'm not even close to being on the same level as Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, and also the quarterback, Dak Prescott.
So the bad part about what you're saying, Freddie Coleman, is, you know, for Micah Parsons, who hasn't done much out there on the football field with his teammates, right? When you talk about individual drills, 7-on-7, team 11-on-11 drills, not playing in the preseason, that whole knot, there's nothing that you can do if you're the Dallas Cowboys, even if you do sign him to a deal the week of, to say, hey, Micah Parsons, you're going to go play.
Yeah.
That's not right. Now you're setting him up to go out there and get injured.
Well, he ain't doing that. Mike's like, well, I'll sign the contract, but I'm going to make sure I'm in football-ready shape.
So that's why I say, like, even if you wait to the Monday or the Tuesday of the first game, Thursday night versus the Philadelphia Eagles, it's going to be hard for me to say that Micah Parsons is going to play in that ball game when he hasn't been practicing up until that point.
Yeah, with 20 days to go until that game happens. Even now, it's going to be really dicey to have him out there, even if he starts practicing today.
But you know what I'll say? Even if it's 12 to 14 days before the game starts,
right?
You can, at his position, you can probably get away with it.
But why risk it though? Why risk it? Seriously. Then he has a soft tissue injury, and then you got a whole nother set of problems, because we know what Jerry sound like then. Well, I paid this guy money. He wasn't even out there. He's already said that nonsense about Micah Parsons, Dak Prescott. Why would he not say that, especially when he knows he has a position of strength that he can franchise tag him not once but twice if he does not have a new extension? But are you taking the over or the under, Harry Douglas, on 7.5 wins? Before you speak on that, let's hear from the fans out there on Freddie and Harry, presented by Progressive Insurance on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Brandon in Oregon at 888-729-3776. Brandon, are you taking the over-under when it comes to 7.5 wins involving the Dallas Cowboys?
Hey, fellas. Thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely. Yeah,
so look at our schedule. I'm telling you right now, we're going to have 6 wins before the bye week, okay? So that 7.5 mark, we're easily going to clear that. And let me tell you a little reason why. So whenever we come into the season and there's a ton of hype around the Cowboys, we always fail. We can never live up to the hype. Whenever we come into a season and there is little expectation, and there's, we're talking about the Eagles are going to do this, the Washington the Washington's going to do this, I think that's taken a lot of pressure off of us. And I think that's going to help us come in and do really well this season. Now, I will say, Freddie, you made a good point talking about, the whole Jerry and Micah situation. I think Jerry doesn't realize what he's doing to the overall morale of the team. When you're going to try to bring other players in, sign other players, they're going to be looking at Jerry like, hey, I saw what you did with your top guys. Why am I going to want to come there? So I think Jerry doesn't realize that, he is obviously a huge detriment to himself. And I think that's going to bite us in the butt down the road.
All right, so as I'm looking at their schedule, and Brandon, within their first 9 games, I see 4, possibly 5 wins. And those 4 wins that I see, possibly 5, it's the New York Giants, Chicago Bears, New York Jets, Carolina Panthers, and the Arizona Cardinals is a coin toss for me. Like that's a coin toss because they run the football. They run the football. They've gotten better defensively. Going out and getting Josh Sweat, a guy who played, for Jonathan Gannon when he was the DC in Philadelphia, bringing back Calais Campbell for their defensive line, still Budda Baker in the secondary at the safety position. So I see 4, and then possibly 5 with the Las Vegas Raiders, but then that's where it gets tricky.
So
you have the Philadelphia Eagles, the Chiefs, the Lions, the Vikings, the Chargers, the Commanders, and the Giants.
Right.
So I don't know.
Are you taking the over under 7.5 wins? Which one are you taking?
Right now under.
So you say 6, 7, and that's it.
I'm gonna go with 7.
Going 7 wins? Okay. I'll give you my answer in a second. Quincy in Virginia at 888-729-3776. Quincy, we're setting the over under for the Cowboys, 7.5 wins. Q, are you taking the over or the under?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing this afternoon?
We're good. Happy
I'm
Friday.
taking the under. I'm taking the under because Dallas disappoints me every year. So I think they're going to win maybe 4 games. I'm playing it like a spades hand.
So you got 3 in a possible. You got 3 in a possible.
Yeah, that's like 3 in a possible.
That's good. I'm taking a spades hand on the Dallas Cowboys. I think they can get to 8. I think they get to 8 wins. No more than 9. If they get to 10, they'll be a playoff team, and that means that running game and that defense were able to control the line of scrimmage. I think they can do it, but not in the first year of Brian Schottenheimer. At a certain point, you need a playmaker that can run the football, that can help out your quarterback. Your quarterback can't be your best run playmaker, and right now Dak Prescott is that. Even though Miles Sanders had a couple of nice seasons here and there before he got the Dallas Cowboys, and I love the fact that he's going to be a part of that backfield. I'll say 7. I'll say 8 as a top, maybe 9. I'll take a little bit of the over-under 7.5 wins in Dallas.
So I would also say this about Miles Sanders. You know he has a chip on his shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
Because he used to play for the Philadelphia Eagles. And see, he had some nice seasons, especially his last one, a nice season in Philadelphia. And, you know, he may feel a bit disrespected.
Mm-hmm.
So I can only imagine the way he's going to play going against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Because you mentioned back in Philadelphia, he had in 2022, 1,269 yards rushing, 4.9 yards a carry, 11 touchdowns. And they said, we're good and did not re-sign him. So, yeah. You know he has not forgotten about that because he's not even had a combined 700 yards in the 2 years since Philadelphia moved on from him. One of our favorites is David in OHIO. David, are you taking the over or the under regarding the Cowboys and 7.5 wins?
Hey, Freddie and Harry, happy Love Friday. Yeah, I'm taking just
Love
Friday. With you, Freddie. I'm taking just slightly over 7.5 wins with Jerry Jones playing Hugh Jackman and the Jones Family Circus. I think they went just over 7.5 wins. I think that they get swept by the Commanders, Eagles, and I think they sweep Shannon Penn's, Portal Penn's New York Giants, and I think that they get just up to 8 wins on there. So that's what I got there. Thank you.
So, David, I will say this. If they get swept by the Eagles and the Commanders, they're not getting to 8 wins. Like they're not getting to 8 wins if they get swept by both.
I'm with you on that one. I don't think they'll get swept by. I don't think they'll get swept by the Eagles. I don't think they get swept by the Commanders.
Yeah,
I think they'll win one of those two. Yeah, they'll win one. I think they win at home and lose in Washington. Although at times that sounds like Dallas Cowboys Northeast. Because a lot of Cowboys fans live in the D.C. area. But I think they split that. I think they get swept by the Philadelphia Eagles. Josh in Texas, Cowboys over under. We got 7.5 wins. Josh, you taking the over or the under?
I'm going to take an over. I would like to say first time caller, long time listener. Love y'all. Y'all hilarious.
Thank you, brother.
What a question, though. If Micah is under for another year on a contract, why cannot Jerry Jones force him to play?
No, that's a good question. You can't really force players to play if they don't want to.
I'll tell you exactly why not. Because all Micah has to say is that he has a mysterious injury. And I get Jerry saying that he's under contract. Yeah, I get it. If I'm Micah Parsons, I'm under contract. Send me on out there in warm-ups. And see how quickly in those warm-ups I pull up with an ankle or a hamstring. What is Jerry going to say then?
Well, you know, Jerry has kind of made that kind of hint that I wonder how serious his back soreness is when he has not taken any part in any kind of drills involving tackling the whole nine. Jerry knows that Micah Parsons is playing the long game like Jerry Jones is. Jerry clearly understands in terms of the art of negotiation. That doesn't mean he's a great businessman. He just understands the art of negotiation. He knows, okay, he has that leverage. He's here, but he doesn't have to be out there. And if he says he's injured, we can't force him to play. We can have our team doctors look at him, and they may come with something. He may say he has the right of first refusal. If you're Micah Parsons, when it comes to that. So,
and I would also say this as a former player.
Yeah.
Hey, you're not going to tell me how my body feels now. Now you can help guide me and tell me what these images are showing.
Uh-huh.
But you're not going to tell me that that a body I've been living in my entire life, what it should be feeling like, what I know is feeling like something else, if I say that to you.
Yeah, and Jerry's not going to cross that line. He is not going to do that.
Because that's a dicey situation now, because that can get very personal.
Yeah, and quickly. And Mike has shown that he will take things personal. Jerry has shown he'll take things personal. All this will be forgotten when Micah signs that contract either Monday or Tuesday, the week of the game. I'm telling you right now, that contract.
All of a sudden, that back feels great.
Yeah, Jerry and Mike aren't having a conversation. That doesn't mean that Stephen Jones and Micah Parsons' people are not having a conversation. If that was the case, if that was not the case, there'd be plenty of people asking Jerry, what will it take to get Micah Parsons? Even the league knows that Jerry Jones is not trading Micah Parsons. Although if he's not there week one, then that whole thing can change. He may be available if he's not there week one with a new contract in hand when they play Philadelphia in 20 days. David in Arkansas, we got the Cowboys over under at 7.5 wins. Are you taking the over or the under, and why?
I'm taking the over. I know it's a circus going down there in Dallas, but I'm going to trust my gut this year, and I'm going to say 11-6 this year.
Wow.
And I appreciate it, Freddie and Harry. I listen to y'all all the time. I know Freddie is a Cowboys fan, so I enjoy talking to another Cowboy fan. So I appreciate y'all, and y'all take care.
You too, David. By the way, Woo Pig in Arkansas this year. It could be a tough year in the SEC. I think they can get to 7 wins when it comes to what they're able to do in the SEC. The point was made by Brandon in Oregon. Anytime the Cowboys have expectations, thump, faceplant.
Yeah.
When you don't expect, that's when 12-5 shows up.
Bam!
That's when 13-3 shows up. Dak Prescott's first year as a rookie quarterback. They win the NFC East.
Bam!
That's when bam shows up, like you just said. When a lot of people, they're not going to be any good, and no running game, and offensive line, and defensive line. Anytime that they don't have to talk about how good they're going to be, that's when something like that could happen. So I'm not saying 11-6,
but it could be a good sign down the line.
Look at you.
A good sign down the line.
Because if it's a bad sign, their butt will be mine. In Dallas, if they have that kind of thing happening
there you go,
in
Freddie.
2025. See, we're here. Anthony, in the great city of Dallas, Dallas Cowboys, we got them 7.5 as the over-under when it comes to wins. Ant, are you taking the over or the under, and why?
Dog, I'm going with the 7 under, man. I mean, they first 7 games, they going to lose 4 of those. I mean, you're looking at the Broncos, Commanders, the Jets, the Packers, the Bears, and the Eagles, dude, they going to be under. That's just the first 7 games. Oh, no, they ain't going to make it, dude. They ain't going to make it.
Anthony.
By the end of the year, they're going to be setting fires up in this mud.
Anthony, let me ask you a question. When you say under, he's gone? Oh, man. I needed Anthony.
You know Anthony is a Cowboys fan. They're going to be setting fires up in this mug. Some people keep it 100. Anthony kept it direct if that happens in Dallas. Kevin in Washington State, what do you got to say here on Freddie and Harry at 888-729-3776?
Hey, guys, thanks for taking the call.
Appreciate
I just wanted to call. I'm calling in about a gentleman about an hour ago that called in that lost his parents within the last couple years. And first of all, to you guys, Freddie and Harry, you guys create an environment where it's not just sports, it's community. And I applaud that gentleman for being vulnerable and calling in on a national call and giving that. I'm thinking about him now, too. What I wanted to say is this isn't about me, but I lost my parents within the time frame of that as well. And I took 2 things from that. Everybody mourns in their own way. I get that.
Yep.
One thing is appreciate the time that you had with your elders. And the other thing is live a life where you are an elder that people want to be with.
Ooh.
That's all I have. I'll take it off the air. Thank you.
That's deep, Kevin.
That's sensational. That is
Yes, it is.
sensational. Wow, I got to remember that one. That's fantastic from Kevin in Washington State. And hopefully York in Arkansas, something like that from Kevin can give you some solace and comfort as you grieve losing your parents in a short amount of time. So hope you're able to take that as inspiration to say, yeah, they're not here physically, but they're always going to be with you mentally and spiritually. There's no doubt about that.
This is why I love the Freddie and Harry community.
Absolutely.
Because it's not just us, it's our callers showing up for another caller.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's important in my opinion.
Yeah.
And, I appreciate everyone being vulnerable when you call this show. And Freddie, I appreciate you and Shannon and Nick and Eric when he's here, creating this environment for people to be able to feel safe in that space.
Well, you're a big part of that, period. From day one of this show, it's always been like that with you, me, Shannon, Eric, Nick. Devin came when he worked on the show. I've told people all the time, it's our show, meaning not us as a group, but us involved, everybody that has a chance to give us 5 minutes, 5 seconds a day. We always appreciate that. He is Harry Douglas. Hit him on the socials at HDouglas83. I'm Freddie Coleman. You can do the same at Coleman ESPN. It's Love Friday when it comes to Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Well, the Cleveland Browns will have another rookie trying to impress the way the last rookie did last week, Shedeur Sanders. If that happens again, this quarterback could really be on the hot seat in Cleveland. We'll get to that after Harry gives you this word from Vivid Seats.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With their game-changer rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every single ticket that you buy, folks, I mean every last one, is backed with a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you that peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
The 2025 Little League Classic, live from historic Bowman Field in Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
Let's go light up.
We're going to have some fun memories here tonight.
The Mariners and the Mets. Coverage begins Sunday at 6 Eastern, with first pitch at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN.
Your fantasy draft is here. The Smack Talk is starting, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Harry Douglas here. We all know breakfast is an important part of your day, but when you're traveling for work and your hotel doesn't offer any, you're forced to make do with peanuts and an energy bar as you sprint off to your shift. But if you book a room at La Quinta by Wyndham, you can enjoy their free Brightside breakfast, featuring delicious baked goods, fruit, eggs, yogurt, and waffles. We refuse to let you go to work hungry, and I mean refuse, and aim to send you off fueled up. Tonight, La Quinta, tomorrow you shine. Book direct at LQ.com.
At Freedom Roofing, they stand for quality, integrity, and the American way. Locally owned and built on trust, they take pride in protecting what matters most, your home. Their expert team delivers top-notch craftsmanship with unbeatable customer service because you deserve nothing less. When storms hit or roofs age, call the name that stands for strength. Freedom Roofing, proudly serving our community because your roof should be as strong as the country we call home. Freedom Roofing, built on trust, powered by integrity. Visit freedomchampaign.com.
Friday nights in August, it's Farmer City Raceway with their full show plus kids mods brought to you by Nutrient. Adults are $15, veterans $10, kids 12 and under are free. Hot laps around the quarter-mile dirt track start at 6:30. Head to 850 Grove Street in Farmer City before the final Friday, August 29th, with $5,000 to win for the Mars late models during the Chuck Wagon Food Service Richardson Memorial Modifieds and Pro Late Model Racing. You'll buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
Mahomet Music Festival is August 22nd and 23rd, presented by Fisher National Bank. Enjoy the carnival downtown and the terrific craft and food vendors. The Lions Club sponsors the beer garden with local talent on Friday. American Idol contestant Lexi Teifel and The Voice 2023 winner Gina Miles. Saturday, the parade at 9 a.m. is followed by the festival opening up. Then on the U of I Credit Union stage, Christian artist Emerson Day performs at 11 a.m. Then Zach Tompkins, Lakeview, and Parmalee in the evening.
Mahomet Music Festival is back August 22nd and 23rd, presented by Fisher National Bank and featuring country superstars Parmalee. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you. Parmalee live in concert at Mahomet Music Festival. Take my hand, let me make you mine. Plus American Idol contestant Lexi Teifel, The Voice 2023 winner Gina Miles, Christian artist Emerson Day, and more. I fell in love with a cat. Get details now at MahometMusicFest.com.
Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MBA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Nearly 2 years after the Michigan sign-stealing scandal came to light, the Wolverines football team found out its punishment from the NCAA includes a significant fine, projected to be more than $20 million from the loss of postseason football revenue for the next 2 seasons. Michigan coach Sharon Moore given an additional game suspension for 2026 on top of the self-imposed 2-game suspension from the school for this season. No postseason ban, though. Baseball, Padres-Dodgers open up a critical 3-game series tonight. San Diego's rallied the last few weeks to go up a game on LA in the NL West. And don't be surprised if the Pods win that division, says ESPN MLB analyst Tim Kirkjian.
The Padres are not afraid of the Dodgers. They're not intimidated by them. They came this close to beat them in the playoffs last year. I mean, both teams are going to the playoffs, don't get me wrong. And both teams are going to have to figure out a way to beat the Brewers. But I like the Padres more than the Dodgers right now. And 2 months ago, I would have never said that.
6 weeks ago, Dodgers had a 9-game division lead. Brewers tonight try to run their winning streak to 13 when they visit the Reds.
Your summer drink is here. Twisted Tea is a smooth, refreshing, hard iced tea with 5% alcohol, making it the perfect drink to take any day this summer to the next level. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
This is Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Love Friday.
He's Harry Douglas and Freddie Coleman. You put us together. You have Love Friday, Freddie and Harry on SiriusXM Channel 80, as well as tune in. Don't forget to tell that smart speaker to play ESPN Radio. We always love chopping it up NFL style with a man who's an FOFH, a friend of Freddie and Harry. He's the great Jeremy Fowler, ESPN senior NFL reporter. Hit him on the socials at JFowlerESPN. Before we get into the Browns quarterbacks and Caleb Williams and also Matthew Stafford, Jeremy, I heard through the grapevine that you had a serious, well, maybe serious rap career when you were a youngster growing up as a young Jeremy Fowler. Please explain yourself.
No, sir. I like to, mess around on occasion, and I'm a big hip hop music fan, but no, sir. And I have a deep appreciation for Love Friday. So I was
Love Friday.
No rap career. The demo is on hold.
until I can really find my musical voice. Once I find my voice, that tape's coming out.
Okay.
So, Jeremy, let me ask you this question, because we know what Love Friday means to you. What's one song, if you can play right now on Freddie and Harry, what's one song you would want us to play for this fantastic Love Friday?
Ooh, let's see. I Can't Stay in the Rain, New Edition.
Oh,
okay, Jeremy.
There we go.
Say less. You have said everything we need to know,
There
Jeremy.
we go. There we go. All right. We always appreciate Jeremy.
That was for Freddie right there.
Put it this way. We always appreciate you, Jeremy. No more so than much more right now after you said that about New Edition and I Can't Stand the Rain from Any Heartbreak without the first album, without Bobby Brown with Johnny Gill. So I have more of appreciation for you after hearing that. The Browns have an appreciation.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Go ahead.
You got to go a little Guy, a little New Edition. That's my era right
I see,
there.
now you're showing off now.
Hey, he done been in some cookouts, not barbecues. He done been to some cookouts. There's a big difference, folks.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir.
Oh, so we got to get on this avenue, unfortunately, get back to the NFL bar with Jeremy Fowler here on Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio. Harry and I are of the mindset with Shedeur Sanders, what he did last Friday, and now Dylan Gabriel getting his chance this weekend for the Cleveland Browns, that they could really make it easier on the Browns to say, we got two quarterbacks for the future. We don't need to draft a quarterback next year. So how much pressure is really on Dylan Gabriel based on that and what Shedeur Sanders did last weekend?
Well, assuming he can get healthy enough to play tomorrow, which I'm hearing he is expected to start the game, assuming that hamstring is good in the morning when they check him out. And there's no way to really understate this. This is a huge game for him because you got Shedeur Sanders, who performed well in his action. And next week it's going to be Joe Flacco, maybe a little Kenny Pickett, more of a veteran flavor of that last preseason game. So, it's time for him to show what he can do. Now, he's thrown a lot of passes in the last 3 weeks of camp. He's gotten a lot of reps. So the Browns have an idea of what he can do. And I think tomorrow what will be key for him is for him to play to his strengths, which is that play-action game, mobility, throws on the move. Like, he can do that pretty well. That's what they like about him. Good decision maker. He's been a winner at every level. So they want him to show kind of that personal flavor that he's got. Beyond just the trace issue, right? He's a smaller guy, not the biggest arm. Like, they know all that, but they want him to play to his strengths and what he can do.
So, Jeremy, I thought Shedeur Sanders did a great job last week versus the Carolina Panthers, operating from the pocket, having control of the line of scrimmage, and also really commanding the huddle and everyone that was inside of that huddle. How important is it for Dylan Gabriel to make sure he shows some of those same things? Because I remember for me being a wide receiver in the huddle, if a quarterback looked a certain way, if a quarterback sounded a certain way, I was like, man, I don't know if this is going to be good.
Yeah, that's big. And I do think that's a strength of Gabriel's from what I've heard. Like, he's a galvanizer, a multiplier, all those things. Like, teammates like him. The problem he runs into is hearing Myles Garrett and David Njoku and all these teammates talk about Shedeur, they seem really high on Shedeur, and they are buying that hype that Sanders brought in. So that creates a little bit of an uphill battle for Gabriel. Just looking back at all this, though, I think in the bigger picture, the Browns will start a veteran, and then they have two young players that they can develop. Now, how do they roster them on the 53-man roster? I don't know yet, but they'd like to keep both guys and just see where it goes. And I think one of the rookies could, in theory, be the number 2 to start the year potentially, depending on what happens with Kenny Pickett. He's been hurt. They feel like he does some good things in the offense, but I don't know where he's going to be and where he fits in the roster. Meanwhile, the teams that I've talked to that have played them in a joint practice are like, hey, the Browns they're an okay team, but they're probably in for a long road this year because of the uncertainty at the quarterback spot.
Great stuff by Jeremy Fowler, ESPN senior NFL reporter, also an FOFH, a friend of Freddie and Harry on Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio with Harry Douglas. I'm Freddie Coleman. What are teams saying about the stalemate in Dallas involving the one you-know-who and the other you-know-who?
Yeah, so with Micah Parsons, what I know about that situation is, Dallas has not made any other move. There's no contract update. They don't plan to trade him. It would take a ridiculous offer for them to even entertain trading him, which they're probably not going to get and haven't gotten. Now, they've gotten some calls, but it hasn't graduated beyond that. And this is really a situation where Dallas is probably going to bleed this out and just say, hey, we offered you a lot of money in April. Let's see whether you want to come back and entertain what we offered you, and we can go from there. But meanwhile, Micah's been focused on getting traded, even though a lot of people believe in his heart of hearts he wants to stay in Dallas under a long-term deal. So I think when we get to, August 29th, September 2nd, I think we'll get some pressure and some more clarity. But right now, there simply is none.
But let's fast forward to that time frame. And me and Freddie was just having this conversation, Jeremy. I'm saying to Freddie, even if they do reach a deal, Michael Parsons hasn't practiced. He hasn't done anything really. So he's not going to be in game shape to go out there and play versus the Philadelphia Eagles. But then you're also pushing it for week 2 as well versus the New York Giants. When all this time he's been stretching, he's been doing the warm-ups, but he's not in tip-top game shape to go out there and make an impact on the football field for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, well, I'll compare it to Nick Bosa 2 years ago, San Francisco. He signed, I believe, that Thursday in week 1.
Right.
So that was a similar situation. He just didn't request a trade, but that was a tough negotiation. He got his deal done, and he played that week. But he started the year slowly. Dallas has made that calculation. They know if this doesn't get done to week 1, then it's going to be, a process for Micah to get back, and they're expecting him to start slowly, maybe have to rest him a little bit. So I think that's all been accounted for, and it's sort of the cost of doing business on both sides.
Matthew Stafford and his back, and he's going to throw this weekend for the Los Angeles Rams. We know the level of concern can vary depending on who you talk to. But on Planet Jeremy Fowler, how concerned are you about this back injury involving Matthew Stafford?
Yeah, I think on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd go 5.5 to 6 on the apprehension scale, the concern panic meter scale. Nobody I've talked to with the Rams is concerned about week 1. They all feel like he's still on track, but this won't go away is the problem. Like it's a nagging issue, herniated disc in his back. It's not debilitating. I believe if they were playing this week, he would probably play. But it's just more like, okay, why is this still around? That's sort of the concern there right now. And, so I think if he throws on Saturday, feels good to practice next week, they're in good shape. I don't think they're going to panic until it's late August and he's not practicing, or early September. Then you got an issue. But right now, there's still a little bit of time. He knows the offense well. He knows how to get those receivers open. I don't see any of that as a major issue right now.
So last question we have for you, Jeremy, until you go tell someone that you can't stand the rain. When it comes to wide receiver Terry McLaurin, this one is mind-boggling to me. How do you think this plays out? Because I'm starting to get the sense that Adam Peters, as a general manager, he likes Terry McLaurin, but he doesn't love him enough to give him an extension. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, Harry, Washington's asking Terry McLaurin, baby, can you handle the storm? Because that's the issue right now. They're holding firm in where they're at. And I don't sense a lot of progress right now. The player's still frustrated. But when I talk to people in Washington, they're not panicked at all. They're pretty optimistic that they can reach a deal by week 1, which I'm a little surprised by based on how everything has gone. But they're going to have to make a little progress. I don't think Terry's just going to take what they have on the table right now. So there's going to have to be some common ground where cooler heads prevail here a little bit, and they find a sweet spot somewhere in the middle. My guess is you take Cortland Sutton's deal he did in Denver, which is $24 million. That's more the team side. You take DK Metcalf, $32 million. That's more the player side. Let's meet in the middle, split it 28. That's my sense as to what will eventually happen.
We never have to worry about singing, "Is This the End?" anytime Jeremy Fowler, ESPN NFL senior writer, stops by, and a reporter always does a great job. A great follow on the socials at J Fowler ESPN. All right, Ralph, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. We'll talk to you soon, Jeremy. Take care and be well, my man.
Awesome. Hey, thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
He's always fantastic.
Friday.
He's always great. That's why he's an FOFH friend of Freddie and Harry when it comes to Jeremy Fowler, ESPN senior NFL reporter, like I mentioned. Great follow on the socials at J Fowler ESPN. With Harry Douglas, I'm Freddie Coleman. Thanks for joining us on Love Friday, Freddie and Harry. And who believes that the Houston Texans could be a sneaky pick to get to the AFC Championship game? Find out who said that if you keep it here on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
What's up, kiddos? Clinton Yates here. Coming up on Monday, our NFL two-a-days continue to roll on, and the MLB postseason is right around the corner. We'll break it all down on Clinton and Friends at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Friday nights in August, it's Farmer City Raceway with their full show plus kids mods brought to you by Nutrien. Adults are $15, veterans $10, kids 12 and under are free. Hot laps around the quarter-mile dirt track start at 6:30. Head to 850 Grove Street in Farmer City before the final Friday, August 29th, with $5,000 to win for the Mars late models during the Chuck Wagon Food Service Richardson Memorial Modifieds and Pro Late Model Racing. You'll buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
When the storm rolls in, where will you go? Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your family with a custom storm shelter from Berg Septic and Storm Shelter Services. At Berg Tanks, their shelters are fiberglass and plate steel safe rooms that can be installed in your garage or exterior, in ground, or on a concrete pad, built to withstand the toughest storms, giving you a safe, secure place when you need it most. Whether you need a compact unit for a small space or a larger shelter for the whole family, they've got you covered. Their expert team handles everything from excavation to installation so you can have peace of mind before the next storm strikes. Berg Septic also specializes in septic pumping, new system installation, grease trap cleanings, repairs, and maintenance plans to keep your home running smoothly. Call Berg Septic and Storm Shelter Services today at 217-367-8632 or visit them online at bergtanksinc.com. That's bergtanksinc.com.
Since 1929, Christie Clinic has strived to provide high-quality care with a personal touch. To continue our mission of We Listen, We Care, we are seeking engaged team members who are focused on improving patient lives, adding value, and increasing capacity to better serve our growing community. Christie Clinic offers competitive pay, great benefits, and advancement opportunities. Come join our team. Visit ChristieClinic.com to view open positions and apply.
The Champaign Parks Foundation, with support from GHR Engineers, Christie Clinic Illinois Race Weekend, and Lynn Ryle, invites you to join them for their third annual Ties and Tinnies Gala on Thursday, September 4th at the iHotel. This year's event is headlined by Fighting Illini women's basketball coach Shauna Green. Attendees can also expect drinks, a plated dinner, a silent auction, and more. Help the Champaign Parks Foundation reach its fundraising goal of $125,000. Get more details now at champaignparks.org.
Take charge of the years ahead with a smart, sound investment strategy and business succession plan. Busey Bank's business and wealth management experts help you envision your best future with powerful insights and proven strategies. Building business and growing wealth since 1868, Busey Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Tim Onstad, Gale Forex Trucking, and Dedicated Diesel.
Yeah, we're really just kind of getting going and feeling out when that corn and beans are going to start turning and when we're going to start hauling grains for Gale and some farmers around. Had one call yesterday, make sure he was on the list and set up. We're going to bring in probably 3 to 5 good drivers or young guys that want to learn part of the trucking business and get them started in the field where they're not out on their own somewhere. And we'll be hauling grain, looking probably, like I said, 3 to 5 good people that want to haul some grain, not just young, experienced. If somebody's semi-retired, they want to get into that a little bit, we're good with that too. It works out for a good atmosphere and good overall employee satisfaction.
How can we reach you, sir?
Get me on email at timo@gftlog.com. Call the office at 765-793-7131. give me a holler. We'll get you going and get things happening.
As summer rolls on, football rolls in, and ACC Network is hitting the road from coast to coast.
Let's go.
17 schools, 17 stops.
I'm always ready to talk some ball.
Come ride with us on the road to kickoff.
We're going to a new school every single day.
It's one of the most exciting times of year.
ACC Football Road Trip continues through August 19th on ACCN and streaming live on the ESPN app.
Amber and Ian.
Buffalo is loaded. It's just that one dude. And it's not just Josh Allen dealing with it. It's Lamar Jackson that's dealing with it. It's Joe Burrow that's dealing with it. 15 and the Kansas City Chiefs are still going to be a problem, maybe more so this year than they were even last year.
That's the thing that's frustrating, I think, if you're Buffalo, is the fact that we're even talking about
Kansas City. It all comes back to it.
It always goes back to it.
Amber and Ian. Weeknights at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on Sirius XM Channel 80. This is Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Love Friday.
Baby, how do you break me down? Show me you break me down.
He's Harry Douglas and Freddie Coleman together on Love Friday, Freddie and Harry. Thanks for joining us on SiriusXM Channel 80, as well as tune in. Don't forget to tell your smart speaker to play ESPN Radio. You're going to find out who believes that the Houston Texans are a dark horse for the AFC Championship game. Seriously, let's get ready for Houston Texans 2025 like this.
This is ESPN Radio's NFL Two-A-Days. The Houston Texans.
This is DJ Bieneme covering the Texans. The biggest storyline for them going into 2025 is simply put, can they protect quarterback C.J. Stroud? We like to call C.J. Chef C.J., but there was a lot of time he was using his own spatula to scrape him off of the ground. Last year he took 52 sacks, second most in the NFL, and their season ended in the divisional round against the Kansas City Chiefs as he was sacked 8 times and was pressured on a whole bunch of other plays. So going into this season, the biggest storyline is, can they protect CJ? Because if they can, then their chance of getting to the Super Bowl increases a lot.
He had to use a spatula to get his own self off the ground, according to C.J. Stroud at the quarterback position. Now, Chris Canty hosts on Sports on like Monday through Friday with him, Evan Cohen, and Michelle Smallman on ESPN Radio. Early today, he said that the Houston Texans are this?
They got talent in their receiving court. They got talent in their backfield with Joe Mixon, Nick Chubb, and Dameon Pierce. They've got talent on the
That's a nice big three if healthy.
Exactly. They've got talent.
Healthy, though.
They've got talent in the skill position. Those dudes just got to stay healthy. If they stay healthy, if the skill guys stay healthy, and the offensive line gels, then the Houston Texans are a dark horse team to be in the AFC Championship game.
AFC Championship game.
Correct. You heard me right.
So I agree 100% with Chris Canty. Now, when it comes to the skill position players at the wide receiver position, rookie wide receiver Jaden Higgins was one of my favorite in this past NFL draft. The young man could just play, flat out play. And they drafted 2 guys actually from the same school, Jalen Noel as well. Him and Higgins played together. Christian Kirk also being healthy, that's big. How quickly can this offensive line gel? But we got to remember there's a new offensive coordinator, Nick Cali.
Yeah.
A guy that came from the Los Angeles Rams. What I like about his background, though, 2015, 2022, he was in New England. He's won 2 Super Bowls as an assistant coach. And whenever you can coach under Bill Belichick and Sean McVay, that lets me know that you've been in great company. So how quickly can everyone gel with that offensive system? It's not going to be too far off from Bobby Slowick, because we all know that, Sean McVay came from the Shanahan tree, that whole 9, but there are other new wrinkles to it. Defensively, I think this could be a top 3, top 4 defense in the league.
I'm with you. That's the optimism that I have. And another reason optimism, not supposed to prove Chris Canty correct, but to help out C.J. Stroud. You mentioned the offensive coordinator. He believes in 2 things: running the football and getting the tight end more involved. If Joe Mixon can stay healthy along with Nick Chubb, you got 2 guys that have rushed for over 1,000 yards more than a couple of times in their NFL career. Dalton Schultz is too good to have 53 catches and barely averaging 10 yards of reception. He has 14 to 15 yard per catch ability, but I thought at times they didn't run him on the right kind of routes. That's going to be essential to help out the wide receivers. Nick O'Connell's coming back from an injury. We won't see Tank Dell again and help Christian Kirk and Jaden Higgins. But that's the two things I can't wait to see that gives me a little bit more for optimism about C.J. Stroud. They will run the football more with Joe Mixon and Nick Chubb, and Joe Mixon's healthy. And Dalton Schultz will be more involved in the passing game, the vertical passing game for the Houston Texans.
So a big loss from them, tight end Brevin Jordan out of Miami. He's on injured reserve, so he's not going to be out there. He was the more athletic tight end type guy, run after the catch. Let me have a big play, be explosive. He was that tight end for them. So I'm interested to see how much more involved Dalton Schultz is going to be now that Brevin Jordan is on injured reserve.
What's the reason for concern real quick with the Houston Texans, other than what would the offensive line look like?
Well, that's the thing. That's my one reason for concern, because you have a new cast of characters. They got rid of a lot of offensive linemen that they had last year, and for great reason. But how quickly can this new cast of characters get the offensive system down and protect C.J. Stroud, but also, more importantly, make sure that run game is valuable so everything is not on C.J. Stroud and his arm?
Yeah, by the way, 3 out of their first 5 games at the Los Angeles Rams, home versus Tampa Bay, and then week 5 at the Baltimore Ravens. So that religion is coming early on those Sundays and a Monday night involving the Houston Texans.
Well, they better hope they don't get baptized.
Well, if they can be pulled out of the water, then maybe, just maybe, Chris Canty could be right about them being a sneaky, sneaky pick to get to the AFC Championship game with those boys down in Houston when it comes to the Texans. He is Harry Douglas. I am Freddie Coleman. Together it's Love Friday, Freddie and Harry. And finally, we'll see Caleb Williams and the new offense on the field this weekend for the Chicago Bears Sunday versus the Buffalo Bills. But does he really need to impress so you can leave him alone? This is ESPN Radio.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Defense. The ref totally blew that call.
Oh, I'm sure he'll make the right call next time.
It's too late. It cost us the game.
Well, it's just one game.
That loss eliminated us from the playoffs.
Oh, the playoffs are on so late. Now you'll be well rested.
Okay, I need you to stop talking now.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Check out the Urbana Market at the Square, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine through October 30th. Get tasty sweet corn, melons, peaches, produce, and squash. There's so many local farmers with vegetables fresh from their gardens. Unique soap vendors with lovely scents, plus flowers and honey. Enjoy Food Truck Row as you fuel up for a great Saturday morning in downtown Urbana. Saturdays from 7 a.m. to noon, rain or shine. For more details, visit urbanamarket.org.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less. From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information including repair quotes and online scheduling requests available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. Tim Onstad, Gale Forex Trucking and Dedicated Diesel.
Yeah, we're really just kind of getting going and feeling out when that corn and beans are going to start turning and when we're going to start hauling grains for Gale and some farmers around. Had one call yesterday, make sure he was on the list and set up. We're going to bring in probably 3 to 5 good drivers or young guys that want to learn part of the trucking business and get them started in the field where they're not out on their own somewhere. And we'll be hauling grain, looking probably, like I said, 3 to 5 good people that want to haul some grain, not just young, experienced. If somebody's semi-retired, they want to get into that a little bit, we're good with that too. It works out for a good atmosphere and good overall employee satisfaction.
How can we reach you, sir?
Get me on email at timo@gftlog.com. Call the office at 765-793-7131. Give me a holler. We'll get you going and get things happening.
The Champaign Parks Foundation, with support from GHR Engineers, Christie Clinic Illinois Race Weekend, and Lynn Ryle, invites you to join them for their 3rd annual Ties and Tinnies Gala on Thursday, September 4th at the iHotel. This year's event is headlined by Fighting Illini women's basketball coach Shauna Green. Attendees can also expect drinks, a plated dinner, a silent auction, and more. Help the Champaign Parks Foundation reach its fundraising goal of $125,000. Get more details now at champaignparks.org.
At Freedom Roofing, they stand for quality, integrity, and the American way. Locally owned and built on trust, they take pride in protecting what matters most, your home. Their expert